Welcome to another episode of Out of the Pods. I'm Deepti.
And I'm Natalie, and happy Wednesday. Thankfully for all of you, it's the last time I'll be saying that because we're going right back to Monday starting next week.
Woo! Well, I'm sure we'll go back to Wednesday after the Love is Blind season. But
Yeah. Well, I'm really excited for today because if you guys don't know, Love is Blind season 7 comes out today.
Woo! I'm excited that there's a new show to binge, but on the other hand, I'm also kind of like dreading it. I feel like it's the same show with like a different font, if that makes sense.
Yeah. It's just like
redundant.
Yeah. I feel like that too. And I'm not sure if it's because we're also watching international versions as well, where there's not much changes. It's predictable, like what happens most of the time.
Yeah.
So I totally feel the way you do. I'm nervous that this Love is Blind franchise is going to become like Bachelor Nation, where there's so many seasons. And yes, there are unique storylines, but nothing really changes in the experiment, right? Like you have the 10 days in the pods, then the post-pod honeymoon or whatever it's called, that couples trip. And then, you know, you go back to the hometowns and meet the parents and then go to the altar. It's kind of all like very predictable.
Yeah. I'm hoping for an anomaly of like season 4 where it's like a Zach and Bliss storyline. So it kind of, you know, shakes things up. And it's like a unique like
here's the thing
situation.
Though, is I feel like with more seasons, you can't get that unique with storylines. Like Zach and Bliss's storyline was amazing when it first happened. But then it happened in Love is Blind UK with Nicole and Benaya.
True.
Not like the same way, but kind of similar.
Another font of the same situation.
Another font.
Yeah, that's true. And you know what's funny? Remember when we were talking about this? I don't know who we were talking to, but we were chatting about how it's not like just a fun, easy watch for us because we're like psychoanalyzing the show because we're recapping it. So we're like, let's just see what happens. Did you see the way he looked at her? Like, we're just like analyzing the crap out of it.
It was with a member of our Out of the Pods team, but we were telling him like, it's not this easy watch because we can't just like put it on as we're folding laundry, or it's not just background noise when we're doing our makeup. It's like we literally have to watch it, look at every detail, take notes for this podcast, and it stresses me out. And we also need to like think outside the box. Like if something happens, we have to take our lens from being on the show and be like, was that edited? Was that producer push? We can't just be like, oh, that happened. Yeah. Like, cool.
It's not just like an easy going watch anymore, which
we're such complainers though.
I know. We're like this is actually really fun.
We're acting like it's so hard. I have to stop myself and I'm like, what am I complaining
Let's
about?
come back down to earth for a second. We have the best job.
We keep each other humble here. I do have this theory though. And this is my theory why I think this season won't be that great compared to other seasons, is because I have a feeling that Netflix and the production company Kinetic Content, they save like the least fun seasons for the fall releases. Okay, this is where my theory comes from. So the Chicago season, filmed back to back with the Dallas season, which was season 3. I was talking to someone from season 3, and they were told by producers that, you know, it would be a last minute decision if Chicago would be season 2 or if Dallas would be season 2. So I have a feeling because Netflix and Kinetic Content have filmed multiple seasons now that are all probably like ready to go, they choose like the least interesting seasons for the fall releases because they're not up for an Emmy consideration or an Emmy nomination consideration, and they save like the more fun or like touching seasons for the spring. Yeah, they really are concerned about just winning that Emmy sometimes, which truly
makes sense.
Yeah,
because
totally.
It's a great show. So what you're trying to say is Chicago was better than Dallas?
I guess if we're following my theory, but think about it. Season 4 came out in the spring, then season 5, which is, let's be real, is known as probably one of the worst and least watched seasons of the US Love is Blind, came out in the fall. And then the next spring, season 6, which was huge.
Yeah, because I think season 4 was also nominated for an Emmy.
Yeah. And season 6 was too. And also our season was. Remember, we had to do all those like Emmy related events.
Yes,
you and I.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which was actually really fun. But yeah, no, that's a good theory because I didn't really think about that. But it's so true. They film so many seasons at once, and it makes sense production-wise because the film crew is there already and working. So it makes sense to have that momentum and continue filming. But I could not imagine waiting like 6 months longer, like how Dallas had to wait to like come out with your story.
Yeah.
So I feel like we'd be so anxious waiting for it to happen.
100%.
Oh man, I'm so happy we went first.
So we waited around 10 months. So we started filming April 2021, and then our season came out February 2022. The Dallas season 3, filmed at the same time as us, but their season didn't come out till October 2022.
Yeah, could you imagine?
Yeah.
I mean, you do
That's a long time, and a year and a half.
Yeah, you do like get a little bit back to normalcy, I feel like, after you film the show. Like a little bit. I feel like I was kind of slightly starting to come back to myself, and then I was like, oh, wait a minute, it's coming out soon. The anxiety rushes back. But yeah, no, I couldn't imagine waiting that long.
Yeah, because like think about if we waited even longer, you see another season come out after you've already filmed and you're like, well, shit, like I'm scared now. Like
so much of life changes in literally 10, 20 days even. I feel like imagine a year and a half.
And then I was also thinking about the fashion. Like I remember looking at some of the outfits that I wore on our season that were no longer in style a year later. And I was like, ooh, like why did I wear that?
I know. Yeah, that's true. You like improve your makeup and then you look back and you're like, oh no.
But I'm excited. I'm very curious. Again, like for me, the biggest thing is like, who's going to be the villain? Did they expect it? Who's going to be the star of the show? Like I love that stuff.
Yeah, I do too. Like, who's going to be the breakout star, I guess.
Yes, I do love that.
But I really need like some good storylines here. Like, I want there to be love, of course, but I feel like what keeps me going is the drama. Which is sad to say, but I mean,
look, at the end of the day, Love is Blind is trash reality TV. I know because we've done it.
How dare you?
It's just at the end of the day, it's just trashy reality TV. Look, like, come on, let's be real. But I am excited, but not too excited if my theory is correct. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see how people take this season.
I'm praying that your theory is wrong, just so we can have a good season.
Yes.
Have you seen the new TV show on Netflix called Monsters?
No, but I've heard so much about the show. It's so wildly popular right now. I feel like everyone is watching it. The only reason I haven't is because, you know, when you're just not in that mood to watch like a heavy show, like I've heard that show after you finish watching it will leave you with a lot of emotions, like particularly anger. So I'm like, okay, let me get in the mood to be ready to watch this.
I love that you're being self-aware of your emotions and how the TV show is going to impact you because
it's not that deep, okay?
No, it actually is because I feel like I am such a true crime junkie.
You are.
I really am. And when I first heard that this show was out, I was like, I have to watch it. But for our pod besties who haven't seen the show or don't know what it is, Monsters is basically a new show that released on Netflix, which covers the story of the Menendez brothers, Lyle and Eric. In 1996, they were convicted for the murders of their parents, Jose and Kitty, which that in itself is just like so shocking to hear. I was like, what is going on? So I was like, obviously I have to watch this. But the brothers basically exposed that their father, Jose, had been sexually, emotionally, and physically abusing them since the age of 6 years old.
Oh, that's
which
so
is
sick.
It's so sick. And what's like really weird about this case is when they were going through the trial for this, a lot of people didn't believe them. The prosecution's theory was that they killed them to inherit their money because this is a very wealthy family. I, of course, naturally went in a deep dark hole about this and went to all the TikTok videos where you see the actual footage from the trials.
I love when Deepti says she went through a deep dark hole. It's through TikTok. I thought Wikipedia.
No, dude, my new Google is TikTok. The other day I was looking up something and I was like, why am I going to Google? TikTok will have an illustration for me. Visuals, baby.
Wow. I feel like we're in two different generations.
I know.
I feel like I'm 20 years older than you sometimes.
Yeah.
Because I definitely go to Wikipedia.
I mean, sometimes I do fact check on Wikipedia, but most of the time I'm like, TikTok knows what they're talking about. But the show is getting a lot of traction because Ryan Murphy, the creator of the show, kind of misled the audience because this is a dramatized television show. It's not like a documentary.
It's like based on the case, but it isn't a documentary. You're right.
Exactly.
Not a documentary.
And I think what Ryan Murphy was trying to do was show all the perspectives of like the parents' side of it and also the brothers. So the show afterwards does leave you very angry because it kind of shows that like a lot of things could have happened. The brothers could be lying, or that the parents were these awful people. So it kind of leaves you like questioning what the story is because no one really knows except for the brothers and the parents who passed away already. So anyways, this case has just been so mind-boggling to me, and I'm so excited because Netflix is coming out with a documentary where everything is from the brothers' perspective. So I'm just like really excited to see it because there has been a lot of like new findings in the case because, and this is a trigger warning, but apparently Jose, the father of the brothers, had actually sexually assaulted another kid that he was managing when he was in the music industry. So which kind of brings validity to the brother's story. I can't even imagine, though, your life being played out on Netflix like that when it's a dramatized series.
Excuse me. Do you forget where we come from?
That's true. I mean, that is true. I'm done.
What do you mean you don't know what it's like?
That's true. But like, this is
I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
I was just kidding.
No, I know what you mean, though. Dude, it's a scary situation to have all of this being played out. But if you've ever seen these like TikToks and them like actually talking about the case, like how can you not believe them?
I don't know. It's so tough because like I don't know enough about the case to have an opinion one way or the other. I hope they aren't monsters where they just murdered their parents for no reason. Like that's crazy. But it's really sad if they were sexually assaulted and abused by their father, that they had to resort to murder. Yeah. It's like heartbreaking the fact that there was like no other option for them. And that means like the system really failed these kids. But yeah, it's crazy. I just couldn't imagine though, like having this kind of all be brought back. I saw something in the news and I don't remember the full details, but I think one of the brothers, through his wife, released a statement being like they were kind of disappointed in the portrayal of the case in this TV show. And it sounds like they weren't even part of like the producing or making of it, which makes sense. But it's still like, can you imagine, you know, like you're kind of beyond all of this and it's brought back for entertainment and you have to like defend yourself again like 20 years later. I think sad. The one good thing that's come from it is that it's highlighting the story again. But what I loved was the actors have been doing a press tour and they actually went and met the brothers, or one of the brothers, I think, Eric, and it was like a good conversation, but they were like actually not offended or upset that Eric put out a statement because it's his life. So at least there was like one positive thing from I don't think that they can be upset. It's his life.
No,
like,
totally.
That they took and made into a show. Like, you know?
Exactly. You know what's funny is I might be crazy, but I literally was like, what other documentaries are on this? Because I need to know all of the details. And there's a lot. This is not the first time.
Yeah, no, this was a huge case.
Yeah.
I was so young, obviously, when this hit the media, but I remember a few years after that, like hearing about this case. Yeah. Because it was such a sensation.
Which is crazy. I never heard about it before Monsters came out, really.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You know, I blame it on being Indian. I was in India, friends. I think it's so crazy. The classes on how to manage your money is not a requirement when we're in school. I feel like prioritizing your finances is just something you have to learn on your own.
I know. I wish I took a class on how to manage my finances. This is embarrassing to admit, but I had no idea how interest worked when I started paying off my student loans right after graduating college. I think that's when I was like, okay, I need to get serious about my finances. And we've all hit a point where we've realized it's time to take control of our finances. And one great way to do this is using a Chime checking account. It has features like no monthly or maintenance fees, getting paid up to 2 days early with direct deposit, and access to over 50,000 fee-free ATMs.
Natalie, you've talked about this one time in college when you overdrafted on your checking account and owed an overdraft fee of $100. Well, with Chime checking account, you can overdraft up to $200 with no fees, and your next deposit is applied to your balance.
Make your fall finances a little greener by working towards your financial goals with Chime. Open your account in 2 minutes at chime.com/outofthepods.
That's chime.com/outofthepods. Chime feels like progress.
Banking services and debit card provided by the Bancorp Bank N.A. or Stride Bank N.A. members FDIC. SpotMe eligibility requirements and overdraft limits apply. Boosts are available to eligible Chime members enrolled in SpotMe and are subject to monthly limits. Terms and conditions apply. Go to chime.com/disclosures for details. Well, speaking about crime, Anna Delvey was eliminated in the second episode of Dancing with the Stars. This happened last week. I'm not shocked. I mean, some people boycotted watching the show because of her.
No way.
Yeah. For those of you who don't know, Anna is a con artist who posed as a wealthy heiress to commit fraud back in 2013 to 2017. And Netflix actually ended up making a movie based on her life called Inventing Anna. And it was so popular. A lot of people got to know her name and, you know, her con artist ways. But the actual controversy and why I bring this up is when she was eliminated from Dancing with the Stars, she was asked what she would take from the experience of being on the show, and she goes, nothing.
Which honestly, like, what a brutally honest answer. Like, first of all, I would hate to be her partner because she didn't really like give it her all in this experience, I feel like. But the woman was literally wearing an ankle bracelet. Like, what do you expect from her?
And look, she was getting a lot of backlash, and it's really funny because some people are calling that iconic, like the fact she just goes nothing. But other people are like, she is so ungrateful to her dance partner.
Yeah.
Also, she also said that her favorite part of doing the show was getting eliminated.
Yes.
Like, here's the thing. I want to call it iconic. I wish I could say those things on TV, just like, you know, you just kind of say whatever's hitting your mind. You have no filter. But also, she did commit fraud and she did con a lot of people. And also, she was known as kind of being really mean.
Yeah.
Like as a con artist. So I don't think like we should make this type of behavior iconic.
No, I agree with you. But I think that's what makes her, maybe I shouldn't use the word iconic and I should use the word memorable. That's what makes her very, very memorable and makes her the person that she is, which is not that great of a person, but people remember her name and like everything that she did, which is kind of like,
I don't know,
outlandish.
Here's my thing. For some reason, I get really annoyed when like bad behavior or mean behavior, her comments aren't like that mean, right? But I think it like just shows you overall how she might be as a person, which is detailed in court documents, you know, from her fraud cases.
Yeah.
I hate when that behavior is kind of, especially when it comes to entertainment, is like,
rewarded, kind of, because
yes.
You're right. Why did they pick her to go on the show when she literally has a felony record?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it was an interesting
like her victims
choice.
Are probably like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's true. Actually, I think about that, and I've actually thought about that quite a bit. Like, of all the celebrities that exist in this world, why her? Of all people.
I guess it was supposed to make like some controversy, but even like calling her comments iconic when it's so mean to her dance partner. Mm-hmm. And I watched the interview, and look, I'm no psychologist, but I just feel like I couldn't imagine being her dance partner and being you know, like, and her saying those things, like she literally did not give a shit.
Yeah. I feel
know.
like a lot of people are like, she kind of did it on purpose to kind of maintain that image of herself of being like this hard ass person. And do you think that there's any validity to that? Because I mean, I kind of do think that she's putting on a little bit of an act. I mean, her whole life was being a con artist, so she knows how to like turn it on and off. You know what I mean? I don't know.
True. I don't know. I just feel like I've seen different interviews with her and I feel like it's just the way she is.
Yeah.
Because I was curious about that too. I was like, is she just kind of being, I don't know, like trying to make headlines here or just trying to be funny? But if you look at her other interviews, specifically on YouTube, same thing. Kind of very, I don't know, just not very nice.
Yeah.
But
she's a unique character, you know?
Yeah. I just know her because she's a con artist. So.
I do have to say it is hilarious, though, that she has an ankle monitor on.
I know.
I'm like,
is that legal? Like, how did they get approval for that?
Well, yeah. You're like, did she have to go through parole, like approval? Like, what happens? I don't even know where this woman lives.
Her behavior kind of reminds me of that new show on Hulu. Well, I guess not really new because it's been going on for a while. The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives.
Oh my God. Don't even get me started. The other rabbit hole I went down is The Secret Lives of Mormons. It's so good.
It is very good. It's a good show, but it's the same thing. It's like these women who are doing the craziest things and are kind of being rewarded for it when it's like, oh, just behavior that is so bad. So if you guys don't know, The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives is a show on Hulu. It's about these 8 Mormon mothers and content creators who are part of this TikTok group.
Mom Talk.
Yep, called Mom Talk. And in 2022, one of the moms, Taylor, said that she and her husband, Tate, were divorcing after she slept with another person in their soft swinging circle without, of course, her husband knowing. And the whole issue is the fact that they're Mormon. They're part of the Mormon religion. They live in Salt Lake City, Utah. And, you know, and people are shocked to find that, you know, I think that I don't know if it's a misconception, but I think there is that, I don't know, conception that Mormons are very religious and follow the faith very like to the T. And so seeing this group, it was like kind of eye-opening to a lot of people who are not Mormon being like, oh, like here are these progressive women kind of doing things against their religion's teachings.
Yeah. I found this show to be so good and I don't know why I was so hooked because obviously I love reality TV.
She loves the drama.
Yeah, I do like the drama, but also I think I love watching humans be unique and like have different types of lifestyles because I think sometimes I live in such a bubble because I come from like a pretty small town. Like even coming to Chicago, I was like, oh, whoa, like there's so much going on here. So many different types of lives are lived. But I think that's what like really intrigued me about this.
So many different types of lives are lived. Wow.
Yeah.
You really have a way with your words. I love that. I'm going to steal that.
It's a unique saying. But I think that's what I loved about this show though. Okay. To be honest, when this whole thing happened, I was like, expecting to see a lot of what happened with the whole scandal.
Like when the show came out.
Yeah, but they just kind of advertise that as a way to kind of pull you into the show. But the show actually has a lot of women on there that weren't even involved in the scandal or part of the swinging situation. It was mostly just Taylor. And I was kind of disappointed by that. But it did get me hooked. So I guess the hook worked.
I did watch a few episodes and I was actually shocked. Like I was more curious, like what is soft swinging and what did these soft swinging parties look like? Like I want the details.
Yeah. It was, you know, a juicy story.
And they never shared that on the show. Well, so far I'm only in the first few episodes.
No, they don't share it's not shared.
But I don't know. It's one of those things though. It's like you could tell these women are kind of like acting out storylines, you know, great drama, right? But it's kind of sad where, I don't know, like they do these things that are kind of like not great and they're kind of getting rewarded for it.
Yeah.
But I guess that's just reality. I don't know why I'm having this existential crisis right
I
now
know.
as I'm on this podcast. Like, what's happening to me?
No, I know. I understand what you're saying, because it's like, I think I see it as like, yes, they've been told to live a certain way of life, but as you grow older, and these girls are very young, having not so many kids, but having kids at such a young age. Like, I couldn't even imagine having a kid at 18, let alone like 2, 3 by 23.
I can't even imagine one now, and I'm 32.
Exactly. And so I think like, it kind of like blurs the lines between what you're told to do your whole life and like you're finding your own identity, which is why I think people are so fascinated by the whole scandal and mom talk and Mormon life, because it's something very unique that we're not aware of, you know?
I get that. I think it's less of their Mormon religion. I think it's more so how they treat each other. And I think that just goes to, for all reality TV, is like, when you see messy reality TV and you see the way people treat each other, so-called friends treat each other, you're just like, yeah, it's a fun watch, but you think about as like humans. Okay, I'm having a moment, clearly. I'm going to be real with you guys. I got off birth control and my hormones and thoughts are everywhere.
Yeah, like, you're feeling some type of way right now.
I am having a crisis in real time. Anyways, it is a very entertaining show, and I heard it was actually the most watched show on Hulu for 2024.
It is very interesting
so far.
The part that was so wild to me is that they can't drink alcohol in the Mormon religion, but they are going to get laughing gas when they go get Botox. They're doing like ketamine treatments, and they drink soda like crazy and fill it up with sugar syrups and all this stuff. I was like, oh my God, like it's their avenue, their outlet, I guess.
Wow.
But I was like, I don't know, everything about that show fascinates me. I hope they get a season 2.
I feel like they will. There's no way they won't.
Yeah, it's a good show.
Well, I mean, I don't know why I went a little bit crazy during that segment. A little pop culture.
I kind of like it. A little bit of unhinged Natalie. Just like I recently transitioned my hair from blonde to dark roots, we are transitioning into fall. I could not be more excited, but this transition does mean busier schedules with kids going back to school, end of the year work deadlines, and getting ready for the holidays. During this time, it's easy to forget to take care of ourselves, but one simple and effective thing you can do for yourself is to start taking Nutrafol.
So Nutrafol is the #1 dermatologist recommended hair growth supplement brand trusted by over 1 million people. So you can see thicker, stronger, faster growing hair with less shedding in just 3 to 6 months with Nutrafol. And in a clinical study, 86% of women reported improved hair growth after taking Nutrafol Women Hair Growth Supplement for 6 months.
Get results you can run your fingers through. For a limited time, Nutrafol is offering our listeners $10 off your first month subscription and free shipping when you go to Nutrafol.com and enter the promo code OOTP.
Find out why over 4,500 healthcare professionals and stylists recommend Nutrafol for healthier hair. Nutrafol.com, spelled Nutrafol.com, promo code OOTP.
That's Nutrafol.com, promo code OOTP. Okay, but anyways, moving on. Remember when we did the burning question series last episode?
Yeah.
I mean, how could you forget you were there?
I did it right with you.
One of the questions that we were getting is, give us a personal life update. And I feel like we haven't given one in a while. And
oh, yeah, we haven't.
So I wanted to give a little bit of a life update. Well, one, on a lighthearted note, I went dark. And for those who were listening, I meant my hair.
I was like, you gotta add more
give
words
some
to
context
that.
to that. I went all dark with my hair. I haven't been this dark my hair hasn't been this dark in like 3.5 years. So it's
I like it. I really am loving the hair.
Yes.
It just looks very healthy. And I love the subtle highlights.
Thank you.
And it's fall. I feel like when the weather gets colder, the best thing is when you have darker hair. How would I know? Because my hair's always been dark.
You know what's inspired me was I used an AI filter to see what different hair colors would look good on me.
I thought you were about to say me. I thought I inspired you.
I literally took a picture of myself and photoshopped your hair onto it. But no,
I did see that filter you did.
Yeah,
though.
I was just like, let's just try it. I know I was crazy. I don't know why I posted it, but I was like, I'm gonna do it. But anyways, that's what inspired me. But that was a little lighthearted life update. But another thing that kind of happened in my family, which has been, a little bit sad, is my uncle recently passed away, and this is my dad's older brother. I bring this up because I think it's just like a nice reminder to our pod besties and even to ourselves that, we shouldn't take life for granted because he kind of passed away suddenly. And it's just like a reminder to kind of live life to the fullest, hug your loved ones, and, tell them you love them. I think it's so important. But
yeah,
this was my dad's oldest brother. And the one thing that is kind of beautiful about grief and something sad like this happening is that it brings the entire family together. And my parents flew back to India a couple weeks ago, and it was just so lovely because they got to see the entire family come together and share beautiful memories, and kind of you're reminded that the small minuscule things in life kind of don't matter, and that we're here for a short time, and you should cherish every moment of that and just be grateful for it. So I don't know, there's just a little reminder, because I think when things like this happen, you kind of are put into perspective. Like life is put into perspective for you, and the small things that are happening in your life, like, oh my gosh, like I forgot to charge my phone last night, or my car broke down, or just like the small things that are kind of inconveniences in your life don't feel so big when grander things happen. So just a little reminder for everyone to cherish life.
You and I have been talking about this privately for weeks now, and I think one thing I really took away from our conversations regarding your uncle's passing is how when there is this type of grief, or you do lose a loved one, you realize how special life is and how you have to live life. And I know that's easier said than done, but it's like taking chances, doing things, you never thought you would do, and just like reprioritizing.
Yeah.
Or prioritizing the bigger things and not worrying about the small things.
Yeah.
And I feel like, I don't know, it's just one of those reminders for us. And we've talked about this too privately about let's just go out there and live our lives.
Yeah. And I think the biggest part of the whole thing is, you think back to, oh my gosh, what did I do professionally? Or what is the legacy I left behind? And the biggest legacy that I've learned from this passing of my uncle is that it's the relationships you build. And it is the people that you surround yourself with. And that kind of got me thinking about really finding a life partner too, because I think I've been so comfortable and happy the last couple of years being single. And yes, I have had long-term relationships before in the past, but I think now more than ever, I've been feeling that more, because I feel like I'm getting older and I do want to find somebody in life that I can share all these beautiful memories and experiences with.
Yes. Am I not your life partner?
Wait, that is so sweet. Whoever my future partner is, I'm going to have to give them that caveat. You will be coming second. By the way, you'll be second.
You'll be coming second to this girl, and I'll walk in and they'll be like, oh, okay.
Yes. But yeah, I've been thinking about that a lot lately, which brings me to, should I join Hinge?
Yes, 100%. Look, we're not saying that you need a life partner.
No, absolutely
I think
not.
that if someone comes into your, I think that if you don't have a life partner, that is fine. Love comes in different forms. It's not always just romantic. You find it from your friends and family too. But you're totally right in that it's one of those things of putting yourself out there.
Yes.
I feel like we've talked about this in previous episodes, when it comes to dating. It's not always about finding someone for life.
Yes.
But it's more so let's just put ourselves out there. Why am I sitting at home and just chilling?
You know what?
Let me just explore.
Exactly. And you will love this. I heard this the other day, because obviously we talk about manifesting on this podcast.
Yes. Well, Deepti does.
Well, Deepti. I don't know why I refer to myself in third person there, but Deepti does talk about manifestation. But I heard the best clip ever from the Jay Shetty podcast. And it was this guest that he had on, and he was talking about how manifestation is not just asking the universe for what you want. The universe gives you who you are. And I thought that was so beautiful because
what does that mean?
The universe gives you who you are, meaning if you become the type of person that you say you want to be, then the universe rewards you for that and brings forth opportunities, relationships, friendships, etc. You know? And so I was thinking about that, and it's like, yeah, I can't just be sitting on the couch and be like, I am writing down all the characteristics I'm looking for in a person, and he's just going to show up at my front door. Yeah. You know, that can't be your expectation. And so I've been thinking about it a lot, and I was like, okay, maybe I should put myself out there more, and it can't just be at bars or concerts or shows. I have to put in the thought and go on like a dating app like Hinge.
I think that if you want a partner and someone to share your life with, absolutely, like explore all avenues. Yeah. I am a big supporter of dating apps. Not that I've really found anyone amazing on them, but it's probably a me problem. But I think it just like opens you up to people that are beyond your bubble, you know?
Totally. I agree with that. The only thing that haunts me about dating apps, and obviously I've been on them before, but creating a profile, like, are you kidding? You know how much time and effort it takes? Like, I have to find
so bad
photos that are like natural, that are not like Instagram worthy photos that show off activities that I have to do, like be wholesome, and then the prompts.
Here's the difference between social media photos like Instagram photos and dating app photos. For Instagram photos, I would go crazy on that Facetune. I was like, I don't care. Like, most of the people seeing these photos are women anyways. Yeah. Dating app, it's got to look like you. Like, you don't want them to be surprised when they see you.
Yeah, they're like, whoa.
Yeah, like you just... And I never know. I was like, did I Facetune this one a little too hard? Yeah. Or do I look like really ugly in this one? Like, I can't gauge it. And it's really stressful.
Okay. I think the best way to maneuver this, if you're, for any pod besties that are like starting to come on to dating apps now and like creating profiles, consult your guy friends, because they will give you brutally honest answers. And that's exactly what I did the other day when we went to Kygo. We were all sitting around. I was like, boys, give me the best prompts that have worked when you've been on dating apps and you've seen women. Like, what are the funniest ones? And also give me some pointers on like what photos you love. I'm literally going to make an album and share it with them and be like, heart your favorite ones. From a boy's perspective.
Or ask your siblings. They will be brutally honest on like the best photos to use and if this photo actually looks like you. Like, sometimes I Facetune too many photos in my photo album on my phone that I was like, I don't know like which one's the one that actually looks like me, you know? Like, I'm like, which one did I like?
You're like blind to it. I'm like, what does this look like? And then you send it to your sister.
And she's all like, who is that?
Yeah. You're like, did you edit this? I was like, no, I didn't edit this.
That's not Natalie. That is Nadia, who does not exist.
Not Nadia. But the thing is, your siblings aren't attracted to you. But your guy best friends will be brutally honest with you.
Okay.
I'm telling you.
But my guy friends aren't attracted to me either. So it's kind of
like a but they'll be honest. But
you're totally right. I feel like there's like looks for the girls.
Yes.
And when I'm saying siblings, I'm thinking about my sister. So this is why I'm saying this. But there's definitely like looks for the girls. Like, you know how there's clothes that like other women appreciate that you wear, but a man would never appreciate?
Yes.
Like, a man would never appreciate belly flats.
Yeah.
No. But a woman will be like, where'd you get those?
Exactly. Instagram photos are for the women because they understand fashion, and that's who I want validation from. But dating apps is men. So it's a whole different arena, a whole different ballgame, which is why thinking about it just exhausts me.
I remember when I was on dating apps, all my prompts had to do with Guy Fieri.
Oh my God.
Like, it was this like running joke where I'd say I was the mayor of Flavortown. Like, it'd be like, what job do you want in the future?
Wait, I think that's actually really funny. And
okay. The only reason I bring this up is don't do that.
Oh.
Like, I feel like sometimes our sense of humor doesn't translate well into prompts. Like, when we're just being silly. Okay. We just come off weird.
See, this is what I've heard about prompts. You should put something out there that is for the other person to like ask you about versus you like just telling about yourself, if that makes sense. Like you need a conversational starter.
Okay, yeah.
So the Guy Fieri one I think is kind of funny. I mean, all of them shouldn't be Guy Fieri.
No, they
maybe
were
like one.
all Guy Fieri.
And order matters.
They were like, what type of man you want? I was like, anyone like Guy Fieri. And they'd be like, green flags. And I describe Guy Fieri's like facial features.
I'm done. You guys, I just have to say, just a little bit of a tangent here, but 1 year for Natalie's birthday, she wanted all of us to dress up as Guy Fieri. And I think our saving grace was there wasn't enough wigs.
There wasn't enough wigs and there wasn't enough. He wears this like black fire shirt, like this button down, and there wasn't enough on Amazon.
That shirt is burned into my memory and I'm just so happy that.
But I really do love Guy Fieri. I think he is actually an exceptional human being. Oh. And he sets the standard for any man that I date. I
can't sit here
and I just
say
like
I
his
concur.
look. That's why I chose Shane in the Thoughts.
Well, that's actually a positive if Guy Fieri is your guy, you know?
I mean, their personalities aren't alike, but when Shane told me that his hair sometimes sticks up, I was like,
you're like
Guy Fieri? Like Guy Fieri's hair.
I'm really sad they didn't air that quote on the show. But okay, also though, can you give me some good pointers on prompts?
No, because I just told you mine were all Guy Fieri's and no one liked it.
Well, I did some research on TikTok.
Okay.
And I got some funny prompts for us. Okay, tell me if you like these and if I should. I'm obviously not gonna copy it word for word because like, come on, I need to have a unique personality. But okay, one of them, I go crazy for, and you'll appreciate this, guys with a 401k.
Oh, hell yeah.
I feel like that is right down your alley.
I was like, I don't even need you to have like a big retirement fund. I was like, if you just created the account, like I'm down.
I'm very happy with that. And also, by the way, as I was doing research on TikTok on Hinge prompts, I was told by dating experts that the best thing to do is actually on a profile, lay out what your intention is like as you're going through. And so like if you're looking for something casual, like make fun, like casual things. If you're looking for like a chill hookup type situation, throw up all your bikini photos and like be flirty on your prompts.
What bikini photos?
Well, listen, it's not us. We're looking for life partners here. But I thought that was so funny. I was like, wow, I'm learning a lot. Who knew I needed dating expert advice?
Yeah, that's what I actually look for on other men's profiles because I think women are fine putting it there, but I think it's the men where you don't always see it. Yeah. I don't know if they're like embarrassed to share like what they're looking for, especially the ones looking for serious relationships.
Yes.
But I rarely see it on a man's profile.
Which is why
specifically in Chicago, which was named the 3rd worst city for dating, FYI.
I for some reason I thought it was #1, but then I saw that New York was #1.
I believe.
So I was like, is every city #1? Like, do we have a chance anywhere in this country?
Not in New York or Chicago.
Well, we're in the wrong city. But that's okay. Another really fun one that I feel like you'd love. Together we could skip the small talk, go on a real date, and see if we actually hate each other.
I feel like that's something I would write.
I feel like it too. I don't know why. Maybe I subconsciously picked the ones that you would approve of.
No, I love that.
This is another good one you'd like. Dating me is like investing in the stock market. High risk, high reward.
Oh, wow. These are good. You know what? Just copy these. Just copy. Who cares?
No, I mean, this is exactly what I'm looking for.
Yeah, I feel like, well, I want to copy them. I feel like the one you just said about hating each other, I was like, that's my sense of humor.
Yes.
A man who doesn't get my sense of humor, which is mean, will not swipe right on me.
Exactly.
But the one who will think that's funny.
Exactly. Or you just need like some conversational starters, you know? And then you're good. Have them throw something at you that'd be a good story. Tell me about the most unhinged thing you've ever done or what a warning sign is. I like that one.
That's a prompt that you could put on your profile.
It's like, tell me something about or something like that. And you can be like, tell me something about or tell me what if or I don't even know. Listen, I haven't been on Hinge in a long time. But it's like, tell me a warning sign about you. If you came with a warning sign, what would it be?
Oh, that's a really good one. What would be yours?
It would be if you hear me crying in the middle of the night, I'm just over here watching TikToks. I don't know. Oh, no, that's a good. Let me think about it.
Mine would be that I say brother too much. I feel like that's a turn off for men. Pod besties, I don't say it on this podcast enough, actually at all. But my favorite word is brother. I call every single one of my friends brother. When Deepti texts me, "Hi, good morning, sweets," I go, "Hello, brother." And I actually, I was curious. So I went to go look how many times I said that to you. I have said hello, brother, or come on, brother, or brother, are we going to record today, brother?
Yes.
I said that to her 18 times in the last 3 days alone.
What's annoying about it, just kidding, I love you, but what's annoying about it is it's contagious. And like sometimes I'll catch myself saying it and I'm like, nah.
She will. I'm like, one time we were at the bar and someone goes, "Hey, do you guys want a round of drinks?" And she goes, "No thanks, brother." And
Dude,
I was like, I got her.
No, it's the worst thing in the world.
And he's like, "What?" He goes, "I'm not your brother." And I was like, "Sure you are, brother."
Dude, honestly, stop saying brother because I'll be saying it all day today now.
No, it's so bad. But I do think that's my biggest red flag is I will get really comfortable with a guy that I've been dating for a while, which that has not happened in a while. But I will start calling him brother. And I think it causes like a sense of like, I'm not your sibling, you know? Like
it seems incestual.
Yeah, they're like, "No, don't call me brother because I'm not your sibling."
Yeah.
And we're not related.
Yeah, don't do that.
And I can't help it. It really is my toxic trait.
That's one habit that you need to break immediately.
Yeah. I will, brother, one day.
Oh, I'm done with you. And on that note,
see you next Monday.
Bye.